screen.
Hey, John Howard.
Hi, Mary.
Tom Gregory here.
Oh, hey, Tom.
This conference will now be
Your
recorded.
caller 00, Tom Gregory.
Okay.
We were just saying Tony popped on and then disappeared. And you saw Gary's email. He's not going. He's not going to show up.
Chris Woodbury's supposed to be here?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris and Tony and oh, there's Tony.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Who else do we have besides Tony for committee members?
Chris Woodbury.
Okay, Chris.
He's not here though.
He's not here. No.
I mean, you guys have a quorum though, because Tony, Bill, and Paul are there. Oh, there's
Caller 2.
caller 1.
We have
Chris
Tony,
Woodbury.
okay, Tony, Chris Woodbury, Bill Wall, and Paul McLaughlin.
Yep.
Okay, so we have quorum.
Yeah, Tony, you saw Gary's email that he's not going to be here, right? Tony's mute.
I'm sorry. Who is our vice chair? To refresh my memory.
You.
Oh,
Are
I
you?
am. Okay.
I believe so.
All right. All right. I'm going to call the meeting to order. This meeting is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12th, 2020, pursuant to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus. In order to mitigate the transmission of the COVID virus, we have suspended public gatherings, and as such, the governor's order suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. We are currently meeting remotely, and as such, all votes will be taken by roll call in accordance with Regulation 940 CMR 29.10 of the open meeting law. Good evening, everyone. And I guess the first item on the agenda is to review and act on the minutes of February 16th, 2021. Has everyone gotten a chance to look at those?
Make a motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second? I have a second. I have a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, roll call vote. Bill?
Aye.
Paul?
Aye.
Chris?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Minutes have been accepted. General discussion. So I think we just got to maybe catch up a bit before we get to the meat of the conversation, which is the next agenda item. Mr. Administrator, could you help us bring us up to date on where we stand?
Well, the focus of this committee's work is in the past couple of months has largely centered on the survey. So since Mary Brainy has taken the lead on the survey, maybe it's helpful to have her weigh in and give an update. Most of the focus has been on the survey, so that's
right. Yeah. So just as a side note, I had said in the last meeting that I was going to draft a procedure for to go possibly after or hand in hand with any ask with this study for a free cash process that's kind of automated and is a guideline for the spending of free cash, with the anticipation that part of the ask will be towards a permanent capital kind of reserve, along with all the other requests. But so I've worked on that. I've gotten it written up. I just haven't transferred over to a format that would be acceptable for this meeting. And then other things happened, like life and what's been happening in the town on some of our board meetings. So I have not completed that. I'll have that for the next meeting, just as an additional effort. So, having said that, thank you, Tom. Discussion on the 2021 survey. So, Mary, I've seen a lot of back and forth, and I've seen the survey. Fantastic. You want to give us an update where you think we're going with the survey?
Well, the good news is the survey itself is going to the new leader tomorrow morning. I dropped it off today with Junson Makauskas, who lives in town and works at the leader, and it will be in the leader next week. Obviously, it won't be in tomorrow, but it will be in next week. And I sent you what we talked about, she and I talked about when I dropped it off, is we want to draw our attention to it, you know, tell people this yellow thing in the leader is the town survey. So I drafted a press release and sent it to you folks just like at 5:30 tonight that we want to get out tomorrow morning. So if you can look at it and get back to me, it's pretty straightforward. The only thing we need is a contact person who would like to be the contact, whoever would like to be the contact person. I will put it on the, you know, for the paper, for the press release, so that if they have questions, they can call whoever's on the committee. And that's it. And so we've got that. The thing that the survey that we've had up on the town website has had 40 responses so far without doing anything except saying at every meeting, you know, there's going to be a survey, or there is a survey. I actually asked Aaron if he would put a little crawl on the screen for this meeting tonight that says, go to the website and take the survey. And then some of the other things we talked about were doing like a reverse 911. And so who would like to do the reverse 911? We can either ask, you guys can either ask Chief Parsons to do it because he does a lot of them, or one of you can choose to do it, whatever. And that I would suggest we tried getting that out in conjunction with the leader coming out next Thursday as well, just to kind of draw people to it to see what it to see how it goes. So I have enough copies to bring to the schools. I will get to that as I get to it. The people will have to use their own envelopes to mail the survey back, or they can drop it in the payment boxes at Town Hall, the two upstairs and downstairs. It's outside the doors of Town Hall. And when Town Hall reopens, you know, it'll be a little easier to drop it off. So I guess that's it. The responses are kind of interesting. Let me see if I can share my screen and you can see, let's see how that works. If I do share, then let's see if this comes up. Can you see that?
No.
No. Okay. I am not sure why. Oh, all right. It's in the middle. Yes. Let me see. Entire screen. Application window. Let's see if this works. Wrong thing.
No,
What? That's the agenda, right? Are you seeing the agenda, or are you seeing the?
it just says it's loading Mary Brady's screen, and it's still doing its thing.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
Turning.
Okay. So anyway, it's a well, if it's about as I said, about 40 responses. Is it still loading my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. We had about 40 responses so far, and the way what I can show you is like the graphic. It's just interesting to be able to look at it and see the different colors, how some of the responses came. They also, there's a capability to do an Excel worksheet, which I can send, but it's really, really clunky. It's every response, respondent by respondent on a straight line across with all the questions and things. And there are a couple of other things. There are a couple other ways to share it once we get more data. So is it still loading my screen?
Yeah, apparently.
I mean, sometimes that share screen comes up right away. I mean, and it shares. And so I'm not sure what the deal is now. Nope. All right. Well, never mind. If it loads, it's all good. I mean, if you can see it, it'll be good. But if not, yeah. If I can't share the screen, I got one other thing I can. What I was fiddling with how to download it into a doc. And so I can just as a sample, I was cutting and pasting, copying each table and putting it into a Word doc just so you could see what it looks like. Anyway, there you go. So if the screen. Aaron just made me the organizer. Let's see if that will allow me to. Now it says stop sharing my screen, but you're still not seeing my.
No,
Nope.
I see you.
Okay. All right. Oh, well, go ahead. And if it pops up, if we figure out how to make it pop up, it's all good.
So on the first point for the, I read the press release. It looks good to me. Do you want to put just, I'll volunteer Gary and myself to be the names on the,
Sure. Yep.
Since we get calls anyway,
Okay.
I think I read it. It's good, Nancy. Mary, thank you.
Okay. And then, all right.
I'm sure
Mary.
he'll be. I'm sure he'll be happy I volunteered his name.
Well,
Mary,
it's
are
just
all
for the
40
report. It's just for the reporter.
Yeah.
Mary,
Yes.
are all 40 respondents anonymous?
Yes. All responses are anonymous.
Okay. Is there an indication? I'm trying to remember from the survey. Do we know whether they're male or female, or is that not one of the questions? I can't remember.
It is not one of the questions.
Okay, I was just curious.
Yep. It is not one of the questions.
So refresh my memory, Mary. How long has it been out there?
How long has it been out there?
About a month?
Since, yeah, about a month. Since yeah, a month or so, right?
Yeah, let's hope the new leader and that reverse 911 call pushes the volume up a little bit.
Yeah, we didn't really do any publicity on it. We just
Yeah.
sort of, I mean, what happened is you guys decided you were gonna do the, you were gonna send it out, and I put it together. I put it up on the, I just put it up on the website because what the heck, while we were talking about the printing, just going
Yep.
through, as soon as you approved it, I put it up. In the meantime, we had to go do the printing and all that stuff, get the prices and everything like that.
So on your second point on the reverse 911 call, I'm amenable to asking Bob Parsons to do it. He's used to doing it. And you want to do it Wednesday in the evening before the new leader comes out?
Yeah, does that sound good, Tom, to ask him to do it then?
Yeah, that sounds fine.
Okay.
Do we have a script for him, or will someone prepare a script?
Would you like to do that?
I'm not a good wordsmith. Yeah, let me. I can start throwing something together, and I'll send something out to the team. and we could take corrections. I'll get out as soon as I can. Sometime
Okay.
tomorrow, hopefully.
And then I
Just
don't know what other publicity you guys want to do. We talked about a bunch of other things, but
Well,
Mary, does there appear to be any type of a trend with the 40 people that did reply?
so in the first question that talked about personnel, I'm just gonna pull it up, and I'll, even if you can't see it, I can see it. So the one that talked about personnel, first of all, 40 responses, 25% were 26 to 35 years old, and 20% each were 56 to 65 or 66 to 75, and then there was lesser in most of the other categories. Nobody under 18 or over 86, and nobody refused to respond. And 85% live in Spencer. 59% have lived here more than 20 years. 80% own their own homes. The 2 high school kids go to Spencer East Brookfield Regional Schools. 69% have children or grandchildren in the schools. That was 13 responses. And let's see, of the needs identified by the department heads, the priority was, let's see, I'm sorry, the blue ones. Highway department positions were pretty high. Full-time police officers were at the top of the chart, and 1 FTE to restore library. Those were the really high ones. The low ones, let's see, priority 9. Let's see what was really low. Some Parks and Rec, transfer station, COA, full-time police officers. Assistant town planner was absolutely the highest, priority 9. And there was 37 options to pay, 37 responses to pay for personnel. 51.4% said do nothing, let personnel be funded by the ordinary process. 48.6% said have an override to fund the general fund and sort of raise the boat. So that was practically even with there. And then the rest, the capital items, what to replace. Fire department got high support, and that was about it. And to pay for capital items, the number 1 was have an override to fund critical items year 1 and fund departments going forward sufficiently that they will be able to cover needs within their budgets. That got priority 1. The most votes in priority 1. The second highest was fund only through free cash each year. Public buildings, the salt storage shed was pretty middle of the road. Highway garage, middle of the road. Price police garage, middle. Police other had a high rating. COA building was middle of the road. School building maintenance needs, that had a very high priority 1. Athletic field renovation was 1, 2, and 3 were fairly high. O'Gara needs were pretty much again middle. Luther Hill Park, these were all, and library needs, they were all pretty, library had a pretty good spike in the priority, but most everything was kind of like, yep, we need that, and and to fund them, same thing. Debt exclusion, got 1 and 2, high 1 and 2 ratings. Permanent building repair and maintenance got a high priority 1 rating. Having annual building needs debt exclusion was kind of middle. Fund only through free cash each year was a little bit higher, was higher than debt exclusion, but lower than the first 2. And the override to fund critical items was like way down at the bottom for priority 1. Public infrastructure, address stormwater pollution was very high. Paving school driveways was middle. Upgrade and repair parks was sort of middle, and perform sewer infiltration and inflow work was very low. And the highest, let's see, the tallest line for public infrastructure was to create a permanent infrastructure maintenance fund account funded by an annual amount to be raised via an annual override. Everything else was pretty even in terms of priority 1, except for the debt exclusion. So that's kind of it in a nutshell.
Well, nothing really hit you in the face as far as the capital was. That's a trend. I wonder if that's going to continue. We always thought about. I know this committee always thought maybe we needed a big hit to one big time hit to catch us up on capital purchases through an account. But we'll see if that continues.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. So we'll have the reverse 911 next week with Bob. I'll have something out tomorrow or the day after as far as a write-up. And
stress the please to use the website as well. I mean, we have to keep saying there are print surveys, but you can't use you use the town website.
Do we have something? Do we have something rolling on the cable access about the website as well?
I'll send the bulletin tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll send the thing to ask them to put it on the bulletin board tomorrow.
And as far as we have something on news on the town website up front, something they can see as soon as they get into the website. Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Did you go look at? Yeah, just pop on to the main page. You'll see it.
Okay. All right. Do we want to give? Does someone want to give Kim Ring a call, or I mean, I could give her a heads up through social media that we have something going on. Do we want to get the Telegram involved at all, or just to let them know about the existence of the survey?
Through the chair?
Sure.
Tony, I think that's a good idea. I think any help we can get to get the word out will definitely help the cause. Okay.
Fantastic. I'll do that. I'll reach out to her. I guess we all get on Spencer helping Spencer. I don't know if there's a clean way of getting this press release out on the Spencer Helping Spencer site on Facebook. I mean, I think it's I'm guessing we all have access to it, so I'm suggesting maybe we put something out there as well. I'm thinking about social media.
Yeah. Yep.
Any other ideas for getting the word out?
Town meeting, are we doing anything for town meeting? Why?
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. If we're gonna let it stew, if we're gonna have it out there for a while, then definitely we should probably have additional yellow surveys in the back hall when they get their
Yep,
cards to vote.
there are enough. I ordered enough. So, and once town hall opens again, they can put them out. Once the library opens again, they can put them out as well. I mean, there aren't that many, but certainly there are plenty. There'll be plenty for town meeting. Brenda has the box in her office. So they'll be ready for town meeting.
How about if we reach out to the schools and maybe send them home with pupils for their parents?
Yep.
Just a little.
Yeah, I already
blurb?
talked to the,
you did?
the superintendent. Yep. I just picked him up.
Perfect.
I just picked him up. The printer just delivered him yesterday and I picked him up at town hall today. So, I need to count out. I have the numbers for the schools. I need to count them out and deliver them up there. And, I'll get to it in the next few days, probably not till next week, but, pretty soon.
Maybe we can get a pile of them over to the COA as well. I'm just
Well,
wondering
except
people-
that nobody's going in there.
Oh, that's right. We're not open. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
That's why,
Yeah, I was like, wow.
that's why
Keep forgetting.
library, town hall, COA, none of them. The
That's
last time we did
yeah.
this, we had computers set up, computer access for people to help at the library, at town hall, and at COA, but we can't do that because we can't anymore. I mean, but those were typical things we would do, but
Mhm.
can't do it right now.
Through the chair.
Yes, Chris.
Maybe if we reach out to local businesses, or maybe we can put something up in their business, maybe on the door as people walk in, alerting to the survey in town.
It's a good idea. I mean, I don't know how to start doing that. Suggestions from the
How
team.
about the Exchange Club?
Yep.
Because those are business leaders in a community. Maybe start by reaching out to them.
Yeah, I can. I'll reach out to a few folks on the Exchange Club, see what they would suggest. An appropriate. They may have someone speak to it during a meeting or something. And they may request that. Okay, I'll take that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, businesses are always happy to, they never mind putting up the poster. My only concern, I mean, I would say, are there businesses we could put the survey out to, but there aren't that, there aren't that many left. But also right now, still sharing paper is, not something, that people are doing. So
Mhm.
that's all.
Okay. Anything else on the survey from the team? Okay. So we outlined a couple of next steps on getting the survey out there to the public. So I guess that's our critical effort is to get the survey out, kind of get the word out to the community via some of the steps that we've talked about. What do you think? Anything else as far as next steps, or should we just be concerned with getting that wrapped up first? We also have some changes going on at town hall, so I'm concerned that they may slow us down a bit. I'm moving forward with a change of leadership at town hall, so we have to be mindful of that as well. So suggestions for next steps. I know we outlined the survey well.
I think we should just concentrate on the survey because that's going to
Okay.
lead us into probably the next phase, which would be public hearings and
Mhm.
things on cable access. Putting no blurb
I
out
agree.
because it's going to take a lot of work. I think we should concentrate on it like the roads project.
Sure, absolutely. You're absolutely correct, Chris. I agree. All right. Anything else for anybody? Okay. Tom, could you pull out a calendar and see what would be the next time for our next meeting?
Yeah, let's see. Let me pull up my calendar here. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so looking into April, the Board of Selectmen was supposed to meet, excuse me, Monday, April 12th. But we have some news that the Spencer East Brookfield Regional School District is going to be revising their assessment, and the school committee is going to be meeting, I'm told, on the 13th. So I think what's going to happen that week is the board will be convening a special meeting on Thursday, the 15th, to vote to close and sign the warrant. So I guess what I'm saying, kind of a long-winded answer here. I'm saying I suppose it depends on whether the committee wants to meet middle of the month, perhaps, or later in the month. Let's see. There's pretty wide opportunity here to meet in April. March is a tough month, but April opens up a little bit. So it really, I mean, Monday
Yeah,
the
the only.
19th.
Speaking for myself, the only tough week I have is actually for work. I have planning for my organization, budget planning, that's happening around the 22nd, 23rd, and 26th. So I'd like to. I may not be restricted there, but that's just me. So it's up to the board as far as their. Do you want to avoid that heavy week of the 12th through the 16th, with all those other meetings going on and school issues going on?
Through the chair,
Yes.
I'm a little bit concerned as to what we're going to accomplish by having a meeting around that time. According to Mary, she said that she's putting things out and it might go out into the paper maybe by the end of next week. That's going to end up putting it out in the 10th. I mean,
Yep.
if we would have a meeting within a week of that, what's it going to really serve as a purpose? We really won't have gotten much response back at that point. So I don't think.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with that. We could meet mid-May.
Yeah.
With more robust results.
At least you'll be
People
able to identify how you're going, how it's going, you know?
Right.
I would just suggest we make sure we don't go the first week in May. We have dates leading up to town meeting. Maybe the week of sometime during the 10th or week of the 17th.
I'm going to, just to be aware, I'm going to be going from the 12th to the 16th.
Of May.
Of May, yeah.
Yeah, I'll be remote as well. So do we want to try just go for Wednesday the 19th? We'd be back in town, Paul?
Yeah, I mean, that would be past that point, so.
Yeah.
That's good with me.
May 19th, 7 p.m. Is that okay with everybody?
That should be good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that should be good.
I'll put my suggestions for an agenda to the chairman and the town administrator, and we'll get a meeting set up for that date.
That sounds good.
Great.
Okay.
Any other discussion points from the committee? All right. If nothing, hearing nothing, I'll take a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
I have a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I have a second. I have a second. Any discussion? Roll call vote. Paul,
Aye.
Bill,
I,
Chris,
Aye.
chair votes aye. And thank you for your time. Thanks you, Mary, for your efforts thus far.
You're welcome.
And,
I'll keep you all informed when, and I'll share, when I get some more data.
Excellent.
Good.
Tom, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And everyone have a good evening. Thank
yeah.
you.
Bye-bye, guys.
Night.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.